I've been with Farm Rescue. I got involved with them 7 years ago. This is my 7th year. I come out every spring and every fall. And I actually read about them in a magazine, farm magazine, and I thought that sounded interesting, and I went online and found out about them and put an application in, and they contacted me. Well, I'm a retired farmer, and my neighbors came in and helped when I needed help. And after I retired, I thought this is my time to give back. So I do this twice a year now. I had run a dairy operation, and we milked cows, and had a Black Angus mama calf operation, and we raised corn and soybeans. We raised tobacco in the early years, but we sold our pounds off, and later just had alfalfa. We sold alfalfa hay. I'm from Auburn, Kentucky, which is it's about 50 miles north of Nashville, 60 miles, somewhere like that, but 20 miles from Tennessee line. I started out as a volunteer the first year, and I signed up for 2 weeks. And I guess I'd sort of halfway proven myself at the end of the week that I maybe knew what I was doing. And they called and wanted to know if I could stay longer. And I asked them how long, and they said as long as you can. So my 2 weeks turned into a month the very first time, and from there it's gone on. I went to a crew chief the second year, and in the third year I've been field farm operation manager. I do everything from taking care of the crew to breaking them in, to teaching them the new equipment, to getting the hotels, paying for that, making sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to at the right time they're supposed to, teaching them safety about their equipment. That's the most important thing as far as when I get a new volunteer in. Because a lot of volunteers we get are farmers, a lot of them not. A lot of them have never been in a tractor or around a combine the size, or even been around it, like what we have for Farm Rescue, furnished through RDO. So it's a learning experience from everybody. I learn from them, they learn from me, hopefully. Hopefully I'm teaching them the right thing. It's hard to put into words. Back when I was planting 2 or 3 years ago, this one instance, I won't never forget it. I'd called the gentleman before I was on the transport and moving to his farm, and I'd called him about 30 minutes before I got there and told him I'd be there in about 30 minutes, and he's, fine, and he was standing outside in the shop lot waiting for me in bib overalls, and just typical farmer that back when you think about of the old days, with the bib overalls and thing. And I got out of my tractor and I walked over and stuck out my hand to shake hands with him, and he grabbed me and bear hugged me, tears running down his cheeks, and said, "I don't know what I'd have done if y'all hadn't got here." And you can't, no amount of money can pay you for that. And I planted 400 acres of corn for him and about 400 acres of beans. And when I left, it was the same thing. He bear hugged me again, and tears rolling down. He couldn't thank me enough. And you don't have to thank me. I'm here to help you. It's whatever you need me to do. If you want me to clean your garage out, I'll clean your garage out for you. We're here to do this. If it rains, tell me something else I can do to help you. And that's what I want to do. It varies. If we run in 24-hour shift, there's usually 4 of us. So we run 2 at night, and there's somebody always there for safety and to help do load or whatever. If we're running just daytime, most of the time 2. Sometimes we'll have an overlap, 2 new ones will come in before the 2 old ones will go out. But we run overnight if we're behind. If we're caught up, we don't. Yeah, in order to get involved with Farm Rescue, they need to go on the internet, go online and go to farmrescue.org. Now, if you go to .com, you'll probably get Willie Nelson. It is Farm Rescue, but this is farmrescue.org. There's an application there you can fill out. It asks for some of your qualifications. If you're a welder, if you got your CDLs, if you come off of a farm, if you've got a farming background, it could be selling fertilizer, it could be selling seed corn, or if you've been a city boy all your life. You just tell them, no, I've never farmed, but I'd like to learn. This would be a chance, and I'd like to help other people that need help. And then they will submit that, and they will in turn get back with you sooner or later. There's not enough you can say about Farm Rescue that's going to describe it adequately. If it wasn't for RDO that furnishes over $5 million worth of equipment a year for us, is there with technical support when we need them. The seed companies, the fertilizer companies, the banks, the Chevrolet dealers that furnish us our trucks for us, and and the volunteers. You know, without RDO, we couldn't do it. Without the donations, we couldn't do it. Without the volunteers, we couldn't do it. And unfortunately, without the farmers, we couldn't do it. They're the ones that need our help, and Farm Rescue is there for them. It's just, it's been the best experience I've probably had in my life. I wouldn't trade the last 7 years that I've done this for anything that I can think of, and was sure glad that I retired to be able to do this and give back, because it's my time. My wife says, you know, I just got married 2 years ago, went with her 5 years, and before I asked her to marry me, we talked about this. And I said, how do you feel about it, you know? And she says, well, I know that you enjoy it. I just wished it wasn't for so long. And I said, well, that was the right answer, because if you'd have said I was going to have to quit, there wouldn't have been no marriage. We would have parted ways. Because I don't plan on giving up Farm Rescue anytime in the future. You know, maybe my health may turn south and I may have to do something that's different, but right now, I hope to be able to help Farm Rescue for many years.